Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 4 here between TLO and Dimaga. This is pretty much been a great series so far. If you guys haven't seen the games previously, I really think you guys should stop this video right now, go back and watch those games. Have been some phenomenal games thus far, and here we are on game number 4. So, I mean, if you guys are still watching, then I guess it's cool to spoil now. Basically, Dimaga just got cheesed out of the last game. TLO said, "No fear, never surrender," and he just went for a double proxy barracks attack, and Dimaga pretty much just crumbled like a tower. I mean, like those Django blocks or Jenga blocks, whatever they're called. Was not a very successful day so far for Dimaga. He is currently now 1-2 to TLO, and it's going to take a little bit more than just his professionalism and his skill to win this game. It's going to take a reverse gear right now, because he's pretty much lost a lot of his confidence. I think he needs to rethink his strategy perhaps, and he's really got to be careful about potential cheese play from TLO. We all know that TLO is a great player. He thinks outside the box, and that's caught Dimaga off guard in the last game. So here we are. It looks like Dimaga has chosen to play on Xel'Naga Caverns, and it looks like he is preparing to pretty much go for the same strategy day in and day out. He loves to go for this Econ style Zerg, and he is going to be going down at a 15 hatchery and supposedly at a 14 pool, and he's going to be getting that gas as well. So opening speed, of course, against Terran, because you need speedlings to deal with Reapers, which Reapers are so good right now versus Zerg. Speaking of that, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the patch notes already for patch 1.1. There's going to be some nerfs to Reapers and vice versa, a couple other things. I'll probably make a video talking about that later, but getting at this game at hand, I really want to focus on this, because this is been such a great series so far. And of course, if Dimaga loses this game, then he will get knocked out of the SE2 Cast Invitational. This is the finals, in fact, so this is winner takes all for TLO if he wins this game, and it is pretty much do or die for Dimaga. Looks like TLO is going to be opening with that factory opening. I was going to mention he's got a very early gas, and I think this is pretty much his standard play. He loves his Hellions. TLO harasses with Hellions all day long. Looks like this drone could possibly kill this SCV. TLO needs to cancel. Oh, he brings another SCV back, and oh, the SCV is stuck out here, and the SCV could go down. Oh, nice play right there from TLO. If you guys didn't catch that right there, that was a very pro maneuver, canceling the SCV that was building the factory and then bringing the one that was stuck to build the fact, and then basically swap the SCV's building once again to bring that SCV back to safety, currently in the red. So anyways, Dimaga does see this factory going down. He should be aware of the Hellions that will be coming fairly soon, and we've seen Dimaga, as in game 2, he loves to get a lot of queens, and in fact, I gotta commend that style of play. Queens are great defenders against Hellions. You can also use a queen to block off this ramp if you position it properly, and queens in general are just great defenders. We saw them pretty much hold their own against every single type of air harass unit that TLO tried against Dimaga, so I would not be surprised to see Dimaga try those mass queen strategy again. Looks like harvester count pretty much dead even on the nose, and here comes TLO's initial Hellion, and Dimaga is trying to hide a couple Zerglings in the back. His queen just there popping out of the natural hatchery, and I think this Hellion should be deflected with minimal casualty here. I don't think any drone in fact went down at all. Just a little bit of a stage 1 burn mark right there on the drone, but he'll be just fine. Second Hellion coming in, and of course when it gets to around 3 Hellions, that's when a real danger is present. Looks like one drone could possibly go down. Yeah, there's the drone going down. Queen here trying to defend. Oh, is he gonna lose another drone? No, he does not. The speed kicking in right there, and he does surround those Hellions. Good move right there from Dimaga. 200 minerals for those Hellions for the price of one drone. Not a good trade. And here's the critical thing. TLO has gone for an expansion, a relatively fast expand off of his initial factory, and now he really doesn't have that many forces, just a single Hellion. Dimaga should try to make a counterattack, apply some pressure to the Terran player with these Zerglings, but it looks like he's still very wary, very cautious of the continual Hellion harass, and because of that, he's not aware that TLO has gone for a very, very fast expansion here, and he's got quite a few factories down. 1, 2, 3 factories. This could be some kind of a Well, obviously it's going to be some kind of a mass mechanized build here, but I would not be surprised to see TLO get Tech Labs get Infernal Pre-Igniter. He's got 4 Hellions now, and a couple more. He will be able to move out and possibly do some significant damage to Dimaga's economy. Dimaga here getting a ton of queens, as he usually does. Also getting his lair on the way. He's going to want to get that second gas started pretty soon here. And it looks like on the production tab we do have an armory going down, so it is going to be a Hellion Thor combination, I think, and that is extremely powerful against Zerg. Looks like Dimaga here using that queen as I said earlier to block off that ramp, and now he's going to bring his speedlings. If he can surround these Hellions, this would be a huge, because this is pretty much going to annihilate all the attacking forces for TLO and give Dimaga the green light to go ahead and harass that natural fast expand. Looks like the Hellion for TLO microing out of the way gets a lot of the Zerglings down to the red. I think like 3 or 4 died over here, so he pretty much eked out every single bit of juice that these Hellion drivers could get. I mean, look at those guys. Those guys look like they're on crack already anyways, so yeah, look at that. But looks like a lone Zergling here getting into the natural expansion, and that is Dimaga's cue. He now knows that TLO has indeed gone for a fast expand, and his economy right now dead even with the Zerg, and this is not very common. Typically Dimaga really powers ahead in the economy. He is getting a Baneling's Nest right now, also securing a 3rd expansion as he works to destroy those rocks. No Spire on the way for Dimaga on his production tab. Instead, he is getting Roaches. So Roaches are fairly good against Hellions, and they're actually pretty good against Thors. I would say it's about 50-50. A bit of a lag spike there. So it's all going to come down to how Dimaga uses his Thors. He's trying to destroy these rocks, obviously, to creep out to the 3rd. But it's all going to come down to how he uses his Roaches to counter the Thors and the Hellions. So let's see, we have a second armory going down, upgrade ticking away, plating level 1 for that upgrade for the mechanized units, and an engineering bay. Great placement on this Engi bay. I want to call attention to this because now this has blocked off any way, any possibility for Zerglings or Banelings to flood in through the backside into the natural, so I really like that. Obviously TLO using Terran ingenuity and creativeness to its maximum potential, placing buildings to help block off wherever possible. It looks like a lone Marine here. This guy is very, very brave and gets splattered away by Zergling. Little did you guys know, I just found this out like I was playing campaign 3 days ago and I finally beat it. I mean, I've just been sitting on my butt casting games and not playing campaign, but little did you guys know that a Zergling can actually eat through steel. There's a cinematic where a Zergling just busts through the steel with its claws, so obviously that Marine not well prepared for the Zergling, and it looks like a barracks here. This just shows how powerful queens are against air units. I mean, against 4 queens, this barracks already in the orange, only 400 health left. So obviously TLO here just using the barracks to try to scout wherever possible. Oh, I don't think he saw those roaches right there. No, he did not. So he really isn't getting, oh, there we go. He does see the roaches, so he knows what is up right now. He knows what kind of technology Dimaga's going for. He also sees the Baneling's Nest as well, and the queen's coming in to try to ward it away. Missile and Carapace, level 1 ticking away for the Zerg forces. And at this point in the game, I think both players kind of just content to macro up. There goes the barracks blowing up. Pew! All the pieces coming down. If this game was any more realistic, these particles, when they fall, they would crush the drones. But that would kind of suck against Zerg because Terrans would just start flying in buildings all the time. But of course, it's kind of good that they don't put real physics in the game because that would kind of be imba. But anyways, it looks like TLO has a bunch of Hellions now. Interestingly, does not have Infernal Pre-Igniter yet. He's actually getting Siege upgrade. I think this might be a bit of a mistake, not getting the Infernal Pre-Igniter quite yet. Looks like there is an engagement at the center of the map, and this is where Terran wants to engage around these watchtowers where